Good morning. Welcome to Crochet with Lulu. I'm Luann, your yarn host. I've been working on some beanies, so I thought I would bring you along with me while I finish up the edge of this maroon and gray. We have a local school here and their colors are maroon and gray. So I've done the top in maroon, the rest in gray, and then I thought just to add a touch of pop, I would add half double crochet at the bottom of the gray. Now this beanie is so easy and so quick to make. It's double crochets, and then when you get to this part right here, it's double crochet, front post double crochet. And that's all that is. And then I've done a single crochet all the way around, and then now I'm adding half double crochet just to give it that little extra zing of maroon. Now I also worked up, we're in Middle Tennessee, and as you know, Tennessee is the volunteer state. Now I've got to sew my Handmade with Love tag on it, but I'll probably put it on the left side. This will be the front. And I didn't have the orange and white variegated, so I had this white, and it is so creamy and soft. It's a very wavy, and I don't have the tag on it. A friend gifted it to me, so I don't have the tag to know what kind it is. This is just the Red Heart Super Saver orange. This, I put this, and I made it double-stranded on one row. It was very hard because this is a wavy yarn, very wavy. So that with this was very, very thick. So really and truly, it helped this brimming at the bottom to be more profound. It made it thicker, and I just absolutely love it. And then I done 2 rows of single crochet at the bottom. I was going to continue on with this, but I didn't want it to be too much, and I thought that just gives it the break from the orange and the solid white to a variegated look. But then, like I said, I'll sew my little tag probably on the left hand side. Let me see if I can raise you up just a little bit so you can. But I'm absolutely in love with this. I've always loved the orange and white together. And so I just couldn't imagine how pretty this was going to be until I finished it. Well, I will have finished when I sew the little tag. And then this is the brown morning Java. And I've got a tail to weave in and then sew the little Handmade with Love tag on it. So I've been busy. I got to thinking of doing the school colors, and I thought, well, you know, we can't have too many school colors, right? You know, you go to a ball game and you have to go out and find a maroon and gray cap or an orange and white cap. And I thought, this is thicker yarn, so it's going to be warmer, longer to wear, even with the double crochets. So I hope everybody's having a good morning. It's so cool outside here. I was going to do a video on the porch, and I'll probably do that a little later on. I've got a couple of things in mind. I wanted to do a couple of reviews. So I wanted you to see my beanies that I'm working on. And leave me your thoughts and comments. Do you make projects with your school colors, your local school colors, or your, you know, the ones that represent your state? There are so many little schools here. And I thought if there is interest, you know, I will gladly get the colors of the yarn and do the different school colors here. But I mainly wanted to do the one that represented the whole city and county, and then do the state with the orange and the white. Everybody loves UT, right? I'm a huge University of Tennessee fan. Have been since I was a young girl, probably 10 or 11 when I first started watching the games on TV. And I flipped. First time I saw a big bright orange and white. Had me some orange and white socks when I went to high school. Oh my goodness, I was the one that stood out in the crowd for sure because I wore gauchos. That was back when gauchos really weren't popular. But I wore gauchos and my orange and white striped socks. So I really made a fashion statement. I've always kind of been a little different. Now, you know, crazy socks and socks that don't match are all the rave. And I think that's cool. I love that because I love color. And that's why I think this looks better with this added maroon at the bottom. So I've made an order for some more yarn that will be here later this evening, and then I can get to work on some more. But I absolutely love this orange and white. I'm going to move the little tag and put it over here again. I just absolutely love that. It almost gave it a marble effect here. I don't know that I'd want to use this thick yarn again with, and this is already fairly thick. So I just don't think I would want to mix those two together as far as doing this again, but I will. I'm sure I will. But yeah, this is Red Heart Super Saver 100% acrylic. So it is machine washable and dry. You can dry it in the machine. But my tips on that is I would always, with beanies or toboggans, I would use a very cool setting on both. And if you have a garment bag, I would place things like this in a garment bag just so the fuzz didn't rub against itself too much, because you know the more it rubs together, it's gonna create more frizzing and fuzzing. So I would definitely wash those in a garment bag. But what's everybody working on today? Have you started any new projects? Or are you finishing up some old projects? I was so torn as to what to start next, and I thought, well, you know, beanies are so quick, they're so easy, and why not school colors? Somebody had mentioned it, probably 6, 7, 8 months ago on Facebook when I showed something that I had made. They were like, do the school colors. And I really, you know, the thought entered my mind, and then it soon left, and just really haven't entertained it much. And then, now this is a little thicker right here because I did do slip stitching when I was going to finish with just the single crochets. So that spot, if you've seen me trying to force the yarn in there, it's because I was having to force the yarn in there. I had slip stitched when I finished the first row, and then I slip stitched when I finished the second row. So it's tripled now. It is triple safe. So there is the school color beanie. Let me pull this right there so I don't ravel it. But yeah, I thought that was very cool, and it's got the pop of maroon at the top. And then I love how that double crochet and front post double crochet looks. I just absolutely love using that. It just really makes it stand out, and it's more noticeable with this color yarn. Now, this right here is where you stop and start. So what I do to make mine close better is I pull it as tightly as I can when I'm going into my next stitch. When I'm slip stitching it together, I hold it very, very tightly. But yeah, there we go. Now I just have to weave in all these little blessed tails. I had finished the inside weaving in of the tails until I decided to add the extra pop of maroon on here. So when I finish that and sew in the tags, I will have completed these, and I had already finished this one. I've just got to sew in the Handmade with Love tags on them. And they're a little tricky because the little holes are so tiny, and some of them have not been punched all the way through. This one has not, and these two have not. So I have to get a strong enough needle when I sew those in to punch through that extra little bit there. Has everybody had their coffee this morning? I have my cup ready. I've already got all of my collagen and my sugar-free creamer in it. Now I like to weave in enough tail that it's not gonna come out. And I have found a trick in weaving in. Just go ahead and stick your needle in and out before you thread your yarn in there. And you kind of want to split some of the yarn. Biggs is sneezing this morning. It is so cool outside. I know the indoor thermometer said it was set on 73, but when I looked at it when I went by this morning earlier, it was saying that it was 70 degrees in the house, which is fine, but on a morning like this, it was so cool outside. Now I've went this way. Remember, I finished here. So I've come back this way, and then I'm gonna go back, and I'm gonna kind of split some of the yarn Now I'm already crossing over where I came to the end. Now, when you're pulling this, don't pull it so tight that it makes this disfigured. You're just you're just weaving in those ends to give it a little bit of reinforcement so that this yarn, when you wash it and wear it, the ends doesn't pop out. And when you nip, when you trim your ends off, don't pull it so tightly that when you let go of it, it ravels. Am I making sense? Sometimes we want to pull that really tight because we don't want it to show, but what ends up happening is it ends up showing. Now when I nip this, I'm not going to pull it tight. I'm going to leave it exactly where it is, and I'm going to get down as close to those stitches as I can to cut that. But there is the finished project. Almost. I've got to sew in all those little tricky... There was a little black speck of yarn in that, and it looked so funny last night when I was doing it. But yeah, there is the maroon and gray school colors. Now I pulled that just a little bit too tight last night, and it popped out. So there is the finished beanie. So all that's left now is just sewing in of the tags. But I done a little extra long on the double crochet and then the front post double crochets because I really wanted this gray to pop, because it can be so, you know, it's kind of a darkish color anyways, so I wanted to give it a little zing. And I do like that extra maroon at the bottom. Next time what I probably will do is when I end the double crochet, front post double crochet, instead of doing 2 solid grays, I'll just do the solid maroon. So everybody leave me a comment and let me know what you're working on, and I would love to see pictures. I need to set up a Facebook account for Crochet with Lulu, and I will try to get that done today and link it so that y'all can show me pictures of your finished projects or what you're working on. But I hope everybody has a good day and enjoy this beautiful, gorgeous sunshine with the cool, it feels like fall. And I will see you all back next time. Please like and subscribe and share my channel. I'm really trying to get more viewers and more followers, so please help me out. And let's make some projects together. Everybody have a good day. Bye.